50 random strangers in what seems like, I don't know, rural America gather, and we see they're going for what seems like a marathon. They just have to keep walking until, well, somebody wins. And for somebody to win, everybody else has to stop walking. I mean, it's simple, right? Just a marathon, one winner, no finish line. It's simple. And we start out with what we see, or what we finally know is uh Raymond Garrity. He is a white man, a white male. Use that term, male. Who is seemingly in his 20s. He's brought to the starting line. Let me use that term, starting line, by his mom, and things starting interesting. We see him have a conversation. His mom is regretful about bringing him all the way to the what seems like a death sentence. I mean, practically it is if you're thinking right. Now, you would think that someone as young as that would have a lot more sense. But anyways, I don't waste my time in spoiling everything. You enjoy the movie. It's a great movie. We see him meet what seems like a Pete. I can't remember the name of the Pete, but we essentially see him meet Pete. He meets Bart Baker. He meets Olsen. He meets Steppins. He meets what's his name, Butchikins or something like that. He meets a lot of people. Like, this is a marathon, so it's a long distance trek, and you gotta make some short friends. And anyway, the first 5 miles, well, nobody dies. Everybody, a mile is not that far, right? 5 is still, I walk 5 miles practically every day from here to school and university and all. So from there, we see him soon. Well, continuing to walk, and then around 15 miles, the first person dies. Unfortunately, the legs start hurting and they get killed. And move on like that. Then we see about 25 miles later, someone else dies, and it keeps going until there are about 7. 7 of them left, and one decides to kill himself. Well, he wasn't exactly the favorite one, but he caused a gay kid to be killed. So I kind of think he deserves that. I'm not a Maggie fan, so I'm not gonna be like, oh yes, whatever. But I don't know. I just think he kind of deserves that. And then move on after that, we see we move on from 7 to 5, from 5 to 6 really, and then to 5 because people die. Someone's leg got broken, ankles got broken. People get tired of running out of air and walking for 3 miles an hour. Like, you know how fast that is? Like, it's not that fast. It's just the endurance is a lot. You can't go below 3. Like, that's crazy. But, eventually, it turns out to just 2. Raymond Garrity now, and then Pete. I forgot his last name, but Pete, I just call him Pete, okay? So, he gets down to just them both, and, eventually, Pete was always the nice one. He makes it clear that he has nothing to lose, so, it was easy. And then Ray was sweet too, but he had his revenge issues. His mom was the only parent he had, so he had some revenge issues with his dad. I'm not going over that part for you. You probably should watch the movie if you're interested. But, Ray tricks Pete and he gives himself up to be killed so that Pete wins. And that pretty much is the end of the movie. It's not really like, I'll up and down, it's not like a deep thriller type of movie. It's more like just watch and wait type of movie. It's a great movie if you want to watch thrillers. It's practically a thriller. It's a regular movie. I think the bulk of the action of the movie is just in the scenes of the killings and the means of the killings, how the players die, and more of the conversations and the interactions between players in that short time. Because these are people who've never met before, and so it's like, it's like, hey, hello, I just met you. Would you talk to me? Like, hey, I just met you. Would you tell me about a secret? Let's chat. Like, since we're going on this long walk. And the time movie, according to them, stretched over 200 miles. So you can imagine how long that is. I could barely walk for 5 miles without my knees giving me up. And imagine someone walking like 60 times that and still keeping on walking. So that is crazy, bananas. I don't know how they even did that. But I heard there was a special screen of the movie where watchers were allowed to use a treadmill working at that rate to just keep watching the movie. And I think it's healthy, but please, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. But anyways, The movie was great, rated a 10. Yeah, it's a good thriller. It's a good thriller. You should probably watch it. Maybe not a 10 though, maybe like an 8, because I feel like most of the action was maybe like, it was just good acting. There was no extraordinary action. Like there was nothing. Prop guns, people pregnant to die, prosthetics, editing for the long routes and then following the path all the way to production, like moving production. That's pretty much it. I don't see any reason why the budget should be too much. Maybe for the actors and stars and prosthetics and all, but that's it. Like the movie is not. It's not grandiose. It's not like a Game of Thrones episode or something. So it's a great movie, great watch. I rated it an 8. It's an 8 plus for me, anyway. So yeah. And I don't know the guy's name. The guy that played Pete. He's a stellar actor. The ending scene where he was crying after Ray was killed, he really nailed that. The rain falling and his eyes getting wet, like I've tried, doing stuff like that for myself before. And a lot of times you can try acting. I don't act like that, but I do try. I do try. Don't judge me, okay? But I do try. So you can try acting that way, and you see how hard it is to cry, even with the rain. And the rain just falling on his face and the tears. It was just wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. That's that. Doodles. I feel like the movie is. I don't know how I compare this. It's not like I am Legend. I think I'm Legend by Jones. No, who slapped that guy again? 2022 Oscars. What's his name again? Will Smith. Sorry, it's giving I'm Legend, but it's not like, because it's like many people, so it's like competition. It's not like I'm Legend style. It's just one person surviving. But I kind of like the vibe of that there were multiple black characters. I do not like the vibe of the movie in the sense that it felt kind of manga in a sense. I know that does not make sense to say, but as someone who is more leftist and liberal in my own way of thinking, I just feel like the air. I mean, during the first to third quarter parts of the movie it just felt very. I don't know how to put it. Very right wing, very homophobic, very vulgar. I mean, I get it. It's a movie and it's supposed to be realistic in the sense that this is just like random people who are like in their early 20s. So they're definitely stressing out, getting annoyed, getting nervous, getting tired. Obviously, they're going to be saying stuff that's normal. But I felt like personally, I would not want to watch that with my family, like with my nieces or kids around. It's more like I rate that movie like a 16, 14 plus ish. Not because of the killings, but more for the vulgar language. It's very vulgar, but that's pretty much it. It's a great movie. If you want to watch it, just make sure you're around no children and more adults, maybe 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds. That's good. 14-year-olds okay, but not less. Okay, the killings are not bad. It's the language that's quite something. But generally, it's a great movie. The actor deserves it. He did a great job. I think everybody on acting there, great job, absolute job. And I don't think there's anything more to say. I'm trying to watch him, but this is Nigeria, so I gotta wait for a couple hours for it to be out on piracy sites. Piracy sites. But yeah, that's the truth. That's my truth, anyways. So the light is so weird around here. Toodles.